Hello, my magical friends. How do you guys feel about learning tarot? So if you guys are new or you're thinking of diving into this mystical world, I'm going to share with you guys, one, how to connect with a new deck, and then two, we're going to go through each of these cards and a quick meaning of those. I am going to create a series following this video, going into a deep dive and understanding of each individual card. But for this video, this is kind of a quick reference guide for you guys on the meanings of the cards and how to understand your tarot decks. If you guys are new, hi, I'm Cassie Causey. I am the owner of Sassy Clover, where we explore mystical treasures, crystals, and spiritual vibes. So let's get into it. First things first, you need to have a deck. Now, there is a difference between tarot cards and oracle cards, but for this video, we are focusing solely on tarot. The most common decks, especially for new beginners, is the Rider White decks. I hope I pronounced that correctly, y'all. I struggle with my words, especially my W's and my R's. There's also this belief that you have to be gifted a tarot deck. I believe in it either or. It doesn't matter if you're gifted or if you purchase your deck yourself. And the reason why is because sometimes you are called to a specific deck regardless if someone gave it to you. How do you connect with your deck? Well, the first thing is to cleanse your deck to make sure that you ward it of any type of negative or unwanted energy that it has picked up before you actually purchased it. Let me show you how to cleanse it. Okay, so I have lit an incense stick, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each individual card and run it over that smoke. You guys can also use sound if you have a sound bowl, or place these outside under moonlight. After you have cleansed your deck, you're going to want to spend some time with this deck. So your deck has energy, you have energy, and you want to build a relationship between the two energies. So you can sleep with your deck. I know that's weird, but place it under your pillow or beside your nightstand, beside your bed on the nightstand, and keep it with you. Keep it in your pocketbook or your pocket when you're out and about during the day, and occasionally pull it out and give it a nice little shuffle. Now that you've connected with your deck, you've cleansed it, it's time to go through them and understand each meaning of each card. This is truly up to interpretation and your intuitions. So although I'm going to give you the meaning behind each card, this is just a guidance for you. It is truly up to you to determine what this card means to you based off of the feeling you have when you see it and or your intuition. Something that I like to do is to keep a little guidebook that I create on my own, and I actually left mine at home. But I have a small little notebook that I carry usually with me when I have my deck, that I write down different things that I'm feeling when I see a particular card. So it's a great guidebook for me to reference when I'm needing a reminder of what this card means to me when I see it. Now, most card decks come with a guidebook, but again, it is a guide, it is a tool. It doesn't mean that this is what this card means to you because someone else said so. Each deck contains 78 cards. Of the 78, 22 of these are major arcanas, and the remaining 56 are minor. So let's break that down so you can truly understand your deck. Think of your deck as having 5 suits. You're going to have your major arcana as one suit, and then you're going to have wands, swords, pentacles, and cups. First, start by separating all of the suits. So place all of your wands together, all of your cups together, your swords, and your pentacles, and then everything that is not cups, pentacles, swords, or wands will be your major arcana, which would be your 5th suit. You've got them separated. You have your cups, your pentacles, your swords, your wands, and your major arcana. Your major arcana, just like the word major, is a big picture card. So it represents big lessons, life lessons, and huge things that are happening in your life. Whereas the the minor arcana kind of shows your day-to-day events and experiences between these 4 suits. And you'll notice in your 4 suits minus the major, you're going to have similar cards. Let's put these in order. King, Queen, Knight, Page, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Ace. And then we're going to do that for the other 3 as well. Okay, now that we have them in the same order, let's talk about each one. The cups. With the cups, this is connected with water, the water element. So this kind of ties to your emotions, your feelings, your relationships, your intuition. So most of these, if you think about it like my cup runneth over, that's like your emotions and your feelings. The pentacles, this is connected to the earth element. And if you look at it, it kind of reminds you of coins. So your pentacles is more about finances, stability, money. Then we have swords. So your swords are connected to your air element. If you think about a sword, you're waving it in the air. And swords are really connected to communication, your thoughts, things you have to do. And finally, we have wands. Wands are connected to the fire element. This is all about actions that you take. So if you think about Harry Potter, for example, and the wand that they use, they're taking an action with their wand. So if you think of wands as your creativity, the actions, things that you're actually doing, that is what the wands represent. So now let's break these down. We have the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and Swords. If you think of aces, it's kind of representative of a new beginning. So let's start with cups, because cups are connected to your emotions. The ace means there is a new love or a new relationship, some sort of emotional beginning that is going to happen. Wands are your actions. So this is maybe a new beginning to a project or a new idea that is going to happen, a new creative inspiration, some sort of action, new action is coming. Words are your thoughts. So this is going to be a new thought, a new breakthrough, kind of like an aha moment. Pentacles is more about tangible things. So there might be a new financial opportunity or new money that's coming. 2 usually means there's like a decision or partnership. So we're going to start with cups, and because cups is your emotions, this is just like I was saying, maybe there's a partnership or a decision that has to happen in regards to your feelings. Wands are your actions. So there are 2 that you have, and you have to look ahead. Planning or a decision needs to be made about what action you're going to take next. Swords is your thoughts. So you're indecisive about something, and you need to make a decision on which path to take. And the Pentacles, you have, again, a decision to make. There's a balance that needs to happen. This could be about setting up your priorities when it comes to your finances. 3s, we're kind of growing now, right? And if you look at your 3 of Cups, it's like a celebration. There's a friendship. There is more than one, so you're feeling joyous. Whereas your Wands, your thought, you're looking out into the open waters. So there is room for expansion. You're making progress. And you might be waiting on results because you see the little ships here. You're waiting for your ship to sail in. So you've made some decisions and you're waiting to see what the outcome's going to be. This one can mean several different things. Of course, when you look at it, it looks like heartbreak, which it can mean that, but there's definitely some emotional pain. Again, this is your thoughts. You're stuck in your thoughts on that pain that you're feeling there. You have the Pentacles. There is some collaboration, some partnership, teamwork that's happening to bring about that prosperity or tangible things into your life. We are at number 4. So Cups, your emotions. This could be a little bit of stubbornness. If you look at the imagery here, it could be apathy, discontentment. You're stuck in your emotions and you're being a little hard-headed about it. But when we go to Wands, there is a celebration. If you look at the imagery, they are happy, content. You have 4 wands here. Of course, these are your actions. So you're satisfied with the stability that your actions have created. The 4 of Swords, this is your thoughts. So if you look at him, he is resting. This is a good time to rest, recoup, recover, clear your thoughts, and contemplate what's coming next. And the 4 of Pentacles. So if you look, he looks pretty content in his finances. He has 2 under his feet. He's holding 1 and 1 on his head. So he's still thinking about some financial prospects. But he's very secure and in control of his finances. 5, and whoa, at the 5 of Cups. So this looks like there has been some emotional loss, regret, or focusing of the past. You can see some cups are turned over here, and then you've got cups behind you. So this is not always a very happy card. And we're moving to Wands, our actions. So it looks like there is some conflict here. There's some competition. So you're not in a comfortable spot on the activities and actions that you're taking. Kind of the same thing when we move over to Swords, our thoughts. You can see that there is some stubbornness because we are holding these swords. There's swords on the ground, but there's people to help us, but we're reluctant to ask for help. So our thoughts seem to have conflict, defeat, being a little, not selfish, but not always asking for the help that's needed. And the Pentacles, there's definitely some financial hardship. We're out in the cold, in the snow. You're feeling left out. And there's some difficult times right here, financially and or with your tangible belongings. So 6, we kind of had some down times with 5, but 6, we have a little bit of nostalgia here. You see the older woman and the young girl, childhood memories. Maybe there's some reunions that's going to happen. Even with the wands and actions, there's some victory to happen here. So he's on his horse, he's sitting tall and proud. This one is all about recognition and success on actions that you have or will take. With the swords and our thoughts, wow, there's a lot going on here. It looks like we have some borders or boundaries in front of us, so it makes it a little hard to see beyond those, but there's definitely a transition or moving forward, maybe even some healing, because we are going into smoother waters. If you notice the smoother water, and then there's rough water behind us, so we're moving towards positive things. And the Pentacles, so it looks like we have more money, tangible things than we need. We are giving to others. There's some generosity and giving and receiving. We have more than what we truly need. 7, with the cups. Ooh, we have so much going on with these cups. Our feelings, our emotions. It looks like we are in our head. We're daydreaming about all of these things. Our emotions are kind of everywhere. This one, we have some choices to make. Then we have our actions. So this looks a little defensive. We're feeling like we have to defend our actions, defend ourselves against other things that are thrown our way. We're needing to stand our ground. Have thoughts. Oh, this one usually represents like a thief in the night. But if you think of it as your thought process, you feel like you've been deceived or betrayed in some way because you notice that these are getting taken away from you and they're leaving you with 2. So there's some heavy thoughts there. The Pentacles, if you notice, it looks like he's growing his finances. So this could mean that there are some investments that have been made or need to be made to watch your finances grow. We're at number 8, the 8 of Cups. We are walking away from our emotions. We are seeking a deeper meaning, or we're letting something go that's been holding us back emotionally. Our Wands. So it doesn't look like there's a lot happening here, but there's really so much. Again, when you tie this to your actions, this looks like there's some rapid movement, communication, action. There's a lot of activity that is happening on this card. We have the 8 of Swords. This one is a very strong feeling card, but tying it to your thoughts or communication, you're feeling trapped. You're limiting yourself. You can't go anywhere. Your thoughts are kind of holding you back and hurting you more than helping you. 8 of Pentacles. You can see he is kind of like a craftsman, right? He's making more out of what he has. So this is just showing that with hard work and dedication yields great results. 9. So the 9 of Cups really shows contentment. Your wishes have been fulfilled. You're emotionally content and satisfied. 9 of Wands, your actions. You have been resilient and persistent, and you are so close to success with the activity and actions that you have been taking. Swords, however, has a different picture. So if you see this, it looks like something is really keeping them up at night. Their thoughts, they have so many thoughts, they can't rest, they're restless. So this one really kind of shows like anxiety and fear and so much going on in your thoughts, so much so that you're just not able to rest. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this really shows financial success. Look, she is adorned in some great attire there, and her finances are flowing. So there is a lot of wealth, financial success in this card. At 10, you guys. So the 10 of Cups, very joyous, very happy, emotionally. You have made it to where you want to be. You have emotional fulfillment, happiness, and harmony. Wands, however, keeping this in mind of your actions, is you have a lot going on. There are some burdens and responsibilities. Look at all of this, and you're just feeling somewhat overwhelmed. The 10 of Swords. Now, this looks very scary to most people. Most people are scared of this card, but this just means there has been a painful ending to something. So this could also mean that something new is forming. You do feel like you're been backstabbed, or people have been against you. Your thoughts are just in a negative light. However, with this card, the future could be more positive. There's something that is changing. 10 of Pentacles. Look at all them coins. This is all about wealth, prosperity, stability. You are good when it comes to your finances and your tangible items. Page is, look at this guy. The Page of Cups. He's so happy. So this one can represent that there's some creativity. There is some emotional messages that may need to be happening or coming your way. Kind of content though. I think he's pretty content where he is emotionally. Page of Wands. Look at this guy. He is very content. He shows some enthusiasm. It looks like he is going on a new adventure. You can see the road ahead of him. He is thriving and ready to move forward. Page of Swords. This guy here kind of represents curiosity, new ideas, right? This is all about your thought process. So looking for new adventures. Page of Pentacles. Learning more about finances and financial ventures. So going out and learning. So basically your page is all kind of similar to your ace, where it's all about something new happening, new adventures, new roads ahead. You think of a knight, he is usually charging forward, right? Adventure, charging forward, standing his ground for what he believes in. So the Knight of Cups is really about your emotions going forward, right? And so he's following his heart. He is following where his emotions is taking him. Knight of Wands is really about passion, impulsiveness, traveling, charging forward. So you're taking action and you're really charging towards it. But look at the Knight of Swords. Look at him. He is on it. He is ready. So he's very ambitious and direct and acting very fast when it comes to his thought process. Finally, the Knight of Pentacles. So he knows that with hard work and responsibility will bring him the tangible items that he wants, but he's kind of slow acting. He's not charging forward. He is just kind of sitting there and waiting. And we have the Queen. So if you think of a queen, she is kind of like the mother figure, right? So she nurtures and cares for others. So when it comes to the Queen of Cups, it's all about compassion, the deep emotions and sympathy there when it comes to your feelings. Queen of Wands, she is very confident and owns that throne. So this is all about the confidence and independence, maybe even some leadership actions and activities that you have to take care of. Queen of Swords, very smart, intelligent, the thoughts are there. She's in the air a little bit, but the Queen of Swords is just about the independence, your intelligence, own your thought process that you have. Finally, the Queen of Pentacles. She, again, nurturing financial stability. She's taking care of your finances so that you can yield abundance. When you think of a king, he is the ruler. He is the one that makes all the decisions, and he is the protector. When it comes to the King of Cups, there is some emotional balance there. There is some wisdom and maturity. Like, he's very mature. He owns it. He owns those emotions. He has grown and went through some life experiences. The King of Wands, he is a leader. He takes bold action. He sits on that throne and he watches as tasks unfold. He is kind of like the commander-in-chief. He makes all of the decisions. The King of Swords, almighty right here. So this is, again, with your thought process, there is some logic and clear thinking. There's some authority. You have taken control of your thoughts. And with the King of Pentacles, it's all about that control of your finances. You are in control. You have made the decisions. You are stable and you have that leadership over your wealth. Now let's talk about the Major Arcana. You'll notice that at the top there are numbers, and this is essentially the traditional order that they go in. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the Fool. The Fool is all about new beginnings. He's innocent but adventurous, and he's willing to take risks. You can see he is walking off a cliff here, but he's also traveling. So this one is all about new beginnings. The Magician is next, and the Magician, if you think about a magician in real life, they are magical. They have all of the tools available to them that they need. They have personal power. They're resourceful. They're skillful. So the Magician is just all about having assets and tools available and everything that they need at that given time. The High Priestess. So this is kind of like yin and the yang, intuition. She's a little mysterious. She's hiding a book here. There are some secrets. There's some feminine energy. What you put out, you will receive type of energy. But there is definitely something that is being hidden, or some secrets here, because you can see she's hiding the book. The Empress, she is more about abundance. She's also about fertility, nurturing, creativity, and motherhood. The Emperor, he is more about authority, leadership, stability, fatherhood. He's kind of like a ruler, and guider when it comes to things in life. He is really about that leadership. The Hierophant. So I always struggle with this one, but this one is kind of like higher learning. Oops, I'm sorry. Following traditions, conformity, spiritual guidance. The Lovers. Now, this isn't always about a love relationship, but it could be about other relationships like friendships, family, but it is definitely about relationships and choices, maybe even a union, love. There's some harmony there. The Chariot. So this one is all about overcoming obstacles, charging forward, willpower. There's some victory there, and some control, because he's in control of that chariot. Strength. So just looking at this card and how this is making you feel, she is actually opening a lion's mouth. So this is a lot about bravery and courage, having that inner strength and resilience. The Hermit. Now, I can strongly relate to the Hermit. I think of myself as being a hermit. I like to shy away from people and things, but the Hermit is like solitude. It's also about inner search, inner wisdom, and having that guidance, because you have the lamp here to guide you. Wheel of Fortune. So this one is about changes and cycles. There's some destiny. There's a turning point. So if you think about like the wheel, it's constantly turning. There's some definite changes and or cycles. Justice is next, and just like the card says, this is about justice. It's about fairness and balance. It could be potentially about legal matters, truth and accountability, but essentially it's about the justice and the fairness and finding that balance. The Hangman he's just kind of chilling and hanging and being his comical self, just hanging there. But this one is about surrender and letting go. Maybe even looking at something in a different perspective or in another's eyes. Just kind of hanging around, letting go and surrendering. Death. This is another kind of scary card that most people are afraid of. But this is really about the death of something going into the beginning of something else. So it has a lot more to do with like the ending of something, the rebirth of something new. So new beginnings, transformation. Think of it as just kind of like letting go and moving on to something bigger and better. Temperance. So this is about balance. So you can see pouring from one cup to another, trying to balance those cups out. It's a lot about moderation, harmony, patience, healing. You can see one foot is on a stone, one foot is in the water. So finding that balance. Ooh, another scary card to most people is the Devil. It's a very scary card, but it's not scary at all with the meaning behind it. This has to do with more of temptation. You can see the man and the woman here. They're chained up, but at any time they can leave the situation. They're choosing to remain there. So this is about addiction, maybe materialism holding you down. Maybe there's a fear of letting go, but this one is really about that temptation. The Tower. So there's a lot of interpretations on this one. You can see the tower is not on a sturdy foundation. He jumped from it. It's on fire. It's falling apart. So this one can also be a little scary. It's about chaos or building a solid foundation, because the tower is falling because there wasn't a solid foundation to begin with. But it could just be jumping and moving on to something different, something more solid and sturdy. The Star. So this is all about healing, inspiration, having a spiritual connection, renewal, rebirth, regrowth. The Moon. So if you think about it, there's some illusion sometimes when you're in the dark. This is about lighting a path for you. There could be some confusion, some hidden truths, because you can't really see the path in the dark, but it's there. So this one's a lot about following your intuitions. The sun brings about joy, success, vitality, positivity. This is a pretty happy, content, joyous card. We have Judgment. This one is another kind of rebirth, awakening, reflection. They're also joyous. But if you notice, like, these people were sleeping, they were in their beds or coffins, however you want to see this card, and they have been brought back. So it's really truly about that rebirth and awakening. And the final card is the World. So this is truly about completion, your full circle, fulfillment, wholeness. The cycle has ended. And there you go. I hope that this has been extremely helpful for you as you're going into your tarot reading journey. If it has, leave me a comment. Let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit those notifications, because I will be having more videos like this. I'll be doing a deeper dive into each card in the tarot deck. So be on the lookout for those. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I will see you on the next. And until then, stay magical, my friends.